Look at what you got, man. Tell me what you want, babe, and you'll get it. Look at what you got, man. Don't forget it. Tell me what you want, babe, and you'll get it. Look at what you got, man. Don't forget it. Tell me what you want, babe, and you'll get it.
Salute everyone. This is Lawrence D. Adams. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You got the thinking class. Yes, we are live tonight. I happen to be able to do a live show at night. I couldn't do it this morning. I was on the run. I had to take care of my son. Get it from college back home. So today we're going to do this show. Wanted to do it yesterday or the day before, but we're going to talk about it today. Y'all want this heat? Let me know in the chat room. Put I want this heat. Put that in the chat room. I want this heat. So join us tonight. I ain't gonna be long either. You want this heat? Let us know. Put that in the chat room. Let's get it going. I got something to say about this. I got something to say about this. I want this heat. I want this going. What's going on, Stephanie? What's going on? I want this heat. Because I know everybody gonna have an opinion and everything they want to say, but I'm waiting for people to come in the chat room. Let's get it rolling. Y'all, I know I see that y'all ready for it. Oh, he didn't stir LDA up. Waiting for the music to drop, and then we're going right into it. So shout out to everyone in the chat room. I want this heat. Let's go. Let's get it today. Let me, and I'm going to make some declarations before we even get started, so everybody's on the same page. That's so everybody's on the same page. Let me send this to this. What's going on? Let's get it going. Let me send this over to someone right now. Man, I've been busy all day, traveling, 8 hours, going back and forth. Man, what a day. Let me send this over to my G right here. Where is he at? There we go. Boom. Man, what a day. Y'all want this heat? Let me know in the chat room. Y'all want this heat? We want the heat. What's going on, child? This is the thinking class. What's going on, Evo Rebirth? Good to see you. Let's talk about this whole thing about leftovers. Leftovers. And let's talk about this whole thing with leftovers. I know it's been a thing. I know Kevin brought it up, and shout out to Kevin. And let me say this first. Let me clear this up very clearly. This is no way in any form. If you know the thinking class and what I do here, we get on everybody. Everybody gets the belt. There's no one exempt from getting the belt. So don't come up here and think I'm just going to get on the women and then get on the men. Everybody get the belt. When I was younger, everybody got the belt. So I'm going to bring the heat tonight. I'm going to talk about it. Everybody gets the heat. But today I'm talking about men don't want leftovers. Somebody even when I in the course of getting me started, somebody said, aren't we everybody somebody else's leftovers? Men do not want leftovers. They do not want it. They don't want it cooked. They might eat your leftovers, but they tired of eating leftovers. Somebody got to bring some fresh food onto the table. So let's talk about this right now. Men don't want leftovers. I know it sounds cliches or something. What do you mean? I ain't no leftover. I'm a woman of God. I'm all that, baby. Men are tired of getting what a lot of women have been serving. Men are tired of getting what a lot of women have been serving. What you've been serving has been refried beans, things that you gave pieces and parts from someone else, and you're trying to give that leftover. Men do not want leftovers from you. He wants the best of you. Let me say that again. Men do not want leftovers from you. He wants the best of you. See, and I'm going to bring where this whole idea came from with the leftovers. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to talk about it. But let me be very clear. Men don't want that. And I hear you on the other side, but I don't want it. I don't want from no men. We're talking about what men don't want. We hear you on the other side. I hear you going to say something. Well, what about us women? We don't want no leftover from no man. I'm talking to what men don't want tonight. Please understand, I have a ladies Wednesday every Wednesday for the past 6 months, and I ain't seen one lady over there yet. I address that, but men do not want pieces and parts. You know, you get scraps and you bring the left. What you got, a piece of meatloaf over there, piece of cornbread over here, piece of collard green over there, and you put it on the plate and say, here your plate. Men don't want that. Men do not want. Men who have their stuff together don't want your leftovers. I know you may be surprised, you may not like it, but it is the truth. They're tired of getting the leftovers or the pieces and part of who you are. And you drag it in along and bring it in and heat it up in the microwave. They do not want that. So let me break down what leftover is. It is coming from in Asia. Let me make it clear. In Asia, there is a thing over there with the age of men and women getting married. Women who are not married by a certain age are considered leftover. Understand? So don't get all in your feelings. You talking about me? Well, my friends ain't like that. My cousin ain't like that. My friends ain't like that. I'm talking about people in Asia. They having a problem because a lot of them are not getting married, just like in the States. They're chasing the degree, which is nothing wrong with getting a degree. They're chasing this accomplishment and that accomplishment. But what happens is when you chase all those things, it causes a decline in the birth rate and people getting married. Understand, before you even go off and try to say, I'm going to come after the LDA, you ain't no man of God, you don't know what you're talking about, you talking crazy. No, understand the premise of what it's about. Leftovers coming from the concept that people, what's going on, Joe Black, that the families, see, let me explain what happened. Families are going on certain days to the park with a picture of their child, and they're looking for another parent with their child and see if they can connect so that they can get married, because they're past the age of what? They're past the age of certain age in Asia where they should be married. Understand the concept. And now that is brought over to the United States, please believe it's too many of y'all think y'all are not, y'all the filet mignon, baby. Bring it down a couple notch. You are not filet mignon. You are almost chopped liver. You are not all of that. So let's keep it 100%. And this is not to talk disparagingly. This is not to say that, and I heard what Pastor Jamal said, you know, God said this. I heard that I heard all of that. No, it's not to talk disparagingly towards women. It's to bring the reality of it that men don't want that. They do not want what you've been serving. I hear you, Big Shirley. I hear you, Aunt Esther. I hear you, Aunt Esther. I hear you over there, Aunt Esther. Well, what about with these? I don't want what these men are giving me. They're leftovers too. Once again, you're missing the premise of what this is built on. It's built on what? The ability to marry and to have kids. That's what it's built on. Wake up, wake up. Go do some studying. If you don't believe me, go do the study. Go do the research. I watched the video. I went to go study. This was months ago before this was a whole thing about leftovers. I watched it, how these parents were in there crying because their kids would not get married and therefore they would have no children. And if there's no children, then there's no one there who can work, who can take over the business, who can take over the legacy there. You don't see it because you're so wrapped up in yourself over here in these United, we call the States. Because you think everything is, I'm a boss, babe, and I'm a doing this. I can do all that. You don't understand. The whole premise is it is an attack against the what? The DNA, or the go to the legacy. That's what it is. So while you think your burqa bag and your weave, snap your weave down tonight, you got to realize that there is something going on. There is an undercurrent, and men are waking up and having their voice, and they're not taking what you think they should take. For years, women have expressed clearly what they will not take. What's going on? Yeah, night class tonight, boy. Night class. You know, some people got to get that night class tonight. Women have been expressing what they don't want in a man. He got to be this way. He got to do this. He got to do this. The moment a man or men stand up and say, I don't want your leftovers no more. I am not taking no chopped liver and onions that you didn't had in the refrigerator, the freezer burn, and you seeing that this is the best thing there is. When the market is saying that I don't have to deal with you. And what happens is now the reality of it is women are seeing that some men or the men that you want don't want you. What's going on, Alfie? The women, they do not want you. See, it's a hard reality to face because I'm going to get on the men. Don't worry about it. I said, everybody get a whooping over here. Ain't nobody exempt. My grandfather said, everybody get it. And if you don't like it, if you can't stay at the heat, guess what? Get out the kitchen. Just be very, 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 very clear about this. So you don't want to hear it because you're at the age where you feel like you done aged into what? Fine wine. Baby, you don't understand that your wine is very bitter and it's past its time and it's no good. And ain't nobody sipping from your cup. Because if they were sipping from your cup, they would have put a ring on it. They would have put a what? They would have put a ring on it. Where is your ring? So I'm telling you, men do not want leftovers. Ask any man in this chat room. I know you don't want to hear it, ladies, but this is the reality of it. Men do not want leftovers. They don't want that. They don't want the leftover version of you. I done seen y'all drop off. I don't care. They don't want to drop. They don't want the what? They don't want the what? Leftover version of you or the version of you that's beat up, tattered, and abused. They don't want that. They want the best of who you are. I'm talking about the men who's bringing the best. So don't come up here where these men don't get their stuff together. So watch it. I'll be selling for. I'm not talking about those men. See, the first thing you do is go into the negative instead of thinking the positive. That I'm talking about the men that you want, the men that you desire, the men that you dream about at 3 o'clock at night in the morning. Those men don't want leftovers. They want a fresh meal every day, like it or not. I know you may not want to hear it, but this is the truth. So understand the concept I'm bringing, the context of what this whole thing is coming on. A lot of women are now at the place, even past what 29, give it 29, 30, where if they were in another country or in the Asian country, they will be considered leftovers. And the whole thing is your ability to bear children. That is why it's built on. The parents are concerned about legacy. They're concerned about will I have a grandchild? Because I'm not going to be here always. I need to be concerned about that. But it seems that we are more concerned about material things and looking fly and having you having this purse or you dressing this way and not realizing that you're not putting no seed in the future. Or you're not putting no seed in the ground, or you're not planting for a harvest that's going to reap later on because you're too concerned about yourself. What's going on, Don Coolio? You're more concerned about you. And that is the problem. So when you hear that a man don't want leftover, the first thing you want to say, well, I don't want him either. Baby, the men today are waking up. They don't want to settle for that anymore. And once you realize you'll get your stuff together, and I'm going to have to say this. Some of you women, what's going on, Riley? Going to have to humble yourself. Your sugar honey iced tea ain't that sweet at all. It's actually, as the Renaissance put it, your milk is a little spoiled. You might think it's like that, but it ain't like that. What's going on? I'm just saying. And I'm going to get on the men. Don't worry. I'm going to get on the men because everybody get a whooping around here. If you part of the thinking class, you know everybody get it because we don't teach the gospel of blame or victimhood. We teach the gospel of what? Responsibility. So get it together. Don't think I'm about to shoot on the women all night. I'm going to get on you men too. You can't, and I'm gonna say something about the men because I'm gonna say it and y'all better get it. This belt is I'm gonna whip this belt tonight. Oh, thank you. So my sister saying something. Tell me, yeah. So you gotta realize. Let me check something right quick because she didn't caught me. Don't let me adjust something right quick. Don't. Here we go. We got to check this one. There we go. Here we go. So I understand. I understand exactly where you at. Men do not want leftovers. Men who are qualified do not want leftovers. I ain't talking about Pookie Ray Ray and little starter kit. They take all your scraps. That's the problem. That is the problem right there. They will take all your scraps. They will take they will take all your scraps, and you think just because Pookie Ray Ray and the men with low value would take your scraps, that guess what? Oh, this going on. You just get in here. This good. You think this because a man take your scraps that you are all of that. No, sister. Men will take your scraps and leave you on the other side. Let me say that again. Men would take your scraps and leave you on the what? Other side. So I need to tell, I'm trying to get you sisters to realize, let me correct something because I'm big on things being said correctly. There we go. That's the correction. Men would go on the other side and take all your scraps, take all your leftovers, and then leave you to be left over. Let me say that again. Men will take all of your leftovers, take all your leftovers, and then leave you what? To be left over. He'll leave you for the next guy who's going to take even more of your leftovers that ain't even leftovers no more. So women, what am I saying? You need to value yourself. You need to value who you are and what you bring to the table. And baby, you don't think that your kitty cat is the table. Don't think that. That's not it. You need to value what you bring to the table. Babe, you need to tell that man, if this man is serious about you, what you need to do just because. There you go, King. There you go. Just because someone desires you doesn't mean they value. What can you say to that? You got to understand, men are savage. And that's what the problem is. Too many men have been eating scraps and they're giving women false hope that they should not even have. Let me say that again. Men are savage. They will eat scraps. They eat it up and take it and bite it up and tell somebody else about it. Guess what? Guess what? Only to leave you for somebody else. Only to leave you for somebody else. So you, woman, you need to value who you are. You need to value what you bring to the table. Nobody wants your leftovers. If you feel that you are left over in this, and I'm using it as an analogy, if you feel that you passed your prime or whatever the case may be, this is what you need to do. Go work on yourself. Me and my sister were talking about that today. I may do something. If y'all think I should do a live about BBLs, you need to let me know. Let me know in the chat room. Do you really want me to do a live about BBLs? Because I didn't see them when I was down in Miami. But you need to get yourself together. You need to be eating right. You need to get your hair right. You need to get your skin right. You need to be making sure that you're exercising. You need to get your grammar right, get your teeth right. You need to get yourself so you are presentable, so that you do not be classified as a leftover. I know you don't like this, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And you don't realize that men, that's the thing. This is the thing. And I think a lot of women get the misconception in their head. Well, I can get a man anytime I want to. But can you keep a man? Well, he paying my rent now. Do you have his last name? Well, he's doing this for me. Do you call him king? Or are you just a leftover in his life? Please, woman, evaluate where you are in this man's life. You can be classified as a what? A leftover, and don't even know it, because you don't value who you are as a woman correctly, in the right sense, humbly, because some of y'all think y'all Queen of Sheba. Some of y'all think y'all the queen. I'm working on that. I'm working on the call-in show. We're gonna have Zoom between today and tomorrow. Tomorrow, so you can call in. But some of y'all think y'all the Queen of Sheba, baby. You tired. You are tired, and men don't want that. See, the problem is, and the reason why I did it purposely, because I knew it would be a trigger to women. We talking about leftovers, and I knew it would be a problem because men are saying what they don't want. Men are saying, "No, I don't want that. I don't want that." And I'm putting a Clarion call for men. Step up and say what you don't want. Say it. I will. You will call. I know you call in, Lisa. I can't wait for you to call in. I want you to realize, men, you need to say, I don't want that. And you need to match up what you don't want. Don't be saying you don't want something and you don't match up and you in that caliber of man. Because we got a lot of these men who are inflated alphas who moonlighting as betas. Let me say that again. Inflated alphas who are moonlighting as betas. Inflated alphas who are moonlighting as betas. Y'all ain't fooling nobody. So that's why the woman can see past your sugar honey iced tea that you're trying to give her. They can see right through it. But back to this whole premise of leftover, because some of y'all didn't get it at the beginning. The whole premise is something that is a term that was what? The premise is built on what is happening in the Asian countries because of the decline of birth rates. That's what it's coming down to. So they gave a term that's saying that women who are past a certain threshold and being able to carry a baby, that they are leftovers, because they have a gauge in their mind of what time women should have children. And some of you got to realize you done got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different men. What man really wants that? What man really wants that? Just be very clear. Who wants that is the scraps or the scrap eaters. Men who are scrap eaters who would take just anything because they're thirsty and they're hungry. Because they're thirsty and they're hungry for any validation or attention from a woman. Let's be very clear. The only men who will accept leftovers are the men who are thirsty, who don't know who they are, who just take anything because they ain't never had anything. See, this is the problem right there. This is the problem right there. These men, you moonlighter betas, inflated alphas, you have been stroking these women ego to the point that they believe that they are untouchable. Yes, you have. You have been stroking these women's ego to the point that they believe that they are untouchable, that nobody can get to them. I'm all at that. No, you're not. Your value, whether you want to admit it, is your ability to have children. A man is looking for what? How can he pass on his DNA through you? Do you understand how valuable you are? Y'all get the whole argument all wrong. Do you understand how valuable you are? He's looking and saying, can this woman bear me a child that's going to reach into the next generation? So there'll be another reflection of me and her in the next generation. But if you are leftover, why should he plant his seed with you with the possibility of losing that child? or a possibility of dealing with all your baggage, or the possibility of dealing with another baby daddy, or the possibility of dealing with your hangups, because you are past the point and now you set in your ways. You like concrete now. You got concrete. You too settled now, and you don't want to be cooperative. Why should a man deal with your leftovers? Why should he deal with all of that? Do you understand? And I said this on the show the other day, I think it was yesterday. Men just want peace. Peace and a piece and some peace. Understand it. Men just want peace, and some peace. And getting leftovers ain't peace. It ain't, I'm sorry. I know y'all want something else. I know you want somebody to tell you something else, but this is the truth of the matter. Men don't want it. I know when I got married, I found my husband. I thought I was divorced and we doing fine. Okay, but that's just you. See, this is the other argument that comes into place. Thank you, Barber perspective. Men want to safely trust his woman. But let me be very clear. Men, you have to be able to choose wisely so you can determine if you're getting a microwave dinner or if you're getting someone who's in the kitchen. And this is figuratively, who's in the kitchen making a fresh meal with you with some cold lemonade. Some of y'all don't know how to discern between leftovers and what's something that's freshly made. Let me say that again. Some of you brothers don't know how to discern between leftovers and something that's freshly made. She didn't get pieces and parts from different meals and put it together from KFC, Popeyes. She got the KFC chicken and she got the Popeyes biscuits. And then she took a little bit of green beans that she had in the can. Then she took a bit of little mashed potatoes and threw it on there and say, hey, here you are, leftovers. But because you're so thirsty and hungry for women and their validation, to stroke your manhood, to make you feel good, you settle for things that you shouldn't have, and you end up getting sick in your masculinity. You end up getting sick in your what? Masculinity. You getting what? Sick in your masculinity. And you think and the thing that's so dangerous, with you brothers, and I'm going to go back to the women. The thing is so dangerous with you brothers. And I'm talking to you brothers tonight. The thing that's so dangerous, you end up blaming the woman, but you sat at her table and you ate her leftovers. Don't you blame these women when you sat at the table and ate her leftovers. Don't you come on this channel, because I said everybody get the belt. Don't you let me be very clear. You sat at a table. You chose to eat that cold fried chicken. You chose to eat that pizza on the side. You chose to deal with that woman. You could have left at any time. You chose to do it. Don't get me wrong. You chose that leftovers. And so what women do is, well, will Johnny like it? Will Tommy like it? Will Clarence like it? Will Albert likes it? But guess what? She thinks that now leftovers are what men want. Put in LDA, bring the heat. Put it in the chat room. LDA, bring the heat. Put in the chat room, LDA, bring the heat. I'm calling you men to task. You ain't slick. I see that 3 o'clock call. What you doing, girl? You texting, trying to get them leftovers. You're trying to get them leftovers, and then you want to say it's the woman's fault. A lot of things that are going on while we even have this issue with leftovers is because it comes down to both parties. Both parties. You settling for leftovers, and women think this is what you need to serve. Once you say, I don't eat that, you should know, anybody know me, I ain't eating no eggs. And guess what? Don't bring no eggs on my plate. If you bring eggs on my plate, I might turn the plate over. I might just turn the plate over and throw it off. I don't deal with eggs. Therefore, you brothers need to stop. How can I say this? You men need to be stopped driven by your lower nature, by your phallus, and driven you to go eat leftovers, and you eating puppy chow when you should eating Purina puppy chow, and that's why you're acting like a damn dog. Acting like a dog. These women would not do it. If you are the leader, are you the leader? They're going to follow your lead. If men today decide we don't want to deal with women with big booties, guess what happened? All of a sudden you'll see women getting no booties at all. Just be very clear. Y'all don't want to deal with this. If men to say, men say, I don't like girls. If men collectively said, we don't like girls with big booties no more. We want women with just straight nothing back there. Guess what women would do? Instinctively, by nature, they will go and find a way to get rid of their butt. Y'all don't believe that. They will instinctively, because they know they got to look at their survival. How can I get to this man so that I can be taken care of, so that I can be provided for, so I can have a covering, so I can have leadership? So guess what happens? She instinctively would start. Sometimes they'll find a contraption to make butts smaller, because men don't want them anymore. Because men don't want those kind of butts anymore. Watch it. The only reason why women are getting these booties because they want the attention of men. Because there's no health factor in you getting the extra booty. Just being clear. So if we use that logic or that way of thinking, if men stop settling for leftovers, women are going to have to say, what do I do to get this man so that I can have him? I can't bring some microwave food that I hit it for 10 minutes and some Salisbury steak and some mashed potatoes and dead gravy. She'll change what she needs to bring. Talking about them don't do it for them themselves, right? So I want you to understand that. I want you to understand, we men, brothers, we're in the control seat, whether you want to admit it or not. That's why I said men don't want leftovers. I didn't say women don't want leftovers. I'm saying men do not want leftovers. I'm giving a clearance call for men to step up and say, no way, sister. Don't you bring this my way. I am not dealing with that. Guess what she's going to do? She's going to, by nature, she's going to recalibrate and figure out, what must I do to get with the man that I want? She, by nature, would do that. Some of y'all are trying to fight and wrestle these women when you shouldn't even have to wrestle and fight. Have a standard. Live a standard. You trying to fight and wrestle these women and call in and you ain't nothing. These women, these black women are this way and these women ain't nothing. I'm not fighting with no woman. No. Y'all wasting too much energy trying to convince somebody who's bringing leftover in a brown paper bag when there's a grocery store with a woman right there with fresh food. Some of y'all wasting too much. You men waste too much time. I'm calling, like I said, everybody get the belt. And some of you women, I'm gonna get back to. Let me bring it. Let me. Thank you, James, for being honest. Thank you. Thank you so much for being completely honest about that. You need to step your game up, brothers. Step your game up. Get yourself together. Y'all ain't gonna like this. Now I get to teach what I love to teach. If she's bringing leftovers to you on some way, you have an appetite for leftovers. If the woman is bringing leftovers to you, you have a delicacy for an appetite for leftovers. You have an appetite for leftovers. You don't know how to go to Whole Foods or go to the market and get fresh food. So you settle for eating garbage. And I'm not calling nobody, don't come here. He's talking about women and saying we garbage, and I feel hurt. But I have to say something to the brothers because the responsibility comes back on you. You say you the leader. If you is you is or is you ain't. Is you is or is you ain't. Is you is or is you ain't the leader. Go decide what is you are deciding to eat this leftovers. Or you deciding to deal with a woman at this particular caliber. And then you get mad and you make you become a YouTubian and you thank you so much for the super cash app. Thank you so much. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you do it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Then you get mad. Then you want to make videos about how women ain't nothing. You chose to eat there. Ain't nobody told you to put your car up at her apartment at 2 o'clock in the morning and get some leftovers. So what do we talk? I'm glad it's a good. Thank you, Stephanie. Good question. What is the definition? Describe fresh fruit. Someone in the context of what we're talking about. We're talking about men don't want a woman who has dealt with her, and we're looking at not in the sense that we were talking about in the context of what they're doing over in Asia. I will bring that in, but in the context here, I want you to get this. A woman who is dealing with her sugar, honey, iced tea, and is healing. Who knows that she's not where she was in her 20s. She's not where she was in her 20s. She may not be where she was in her 30s. She may not be who she was in her 40s or her 50s. And she has a realistic comprehension of where she is in the dating market. Not inflated, not Disney World. It's a small world after all. No. All you got is the dwarfs around you. Think about it. She only had dwarfs around her. She never had a man. Some of you women keep selling for dwarfs because you ain't being reality. You're not being honest about who you are. You keep selling for sleepy, lazy, no good. And that's why you keep getting men who are not up to par, who is the prince. I'm talking to you, sister. You keep selling for all these little dwarfs around you, dwarfs of a man. Because you don't realize you've been giving these men around you your leftovers. So all they can do is grow but so far, or grow so much around you, because if the dwarfs are around you, woman, you need to look in the mirror and say, what is it about me? What is it about me? What leftovers am I bringing? What is it about me that I'm bringing, that I keep bringing these dwarfs of a man around me? And then you go to your sisterhood. You go to your sisterhood and tell them, yeah, these men ain't nothing. He lazy, sleepy, eating, doing this, because you keep dealing with men from your place of leftover instead of dealing with a prince or dealing with a man who can be a king. It's always pointing back to you. So you got to know that it's not blame game. It's not victimhood. Let me say this, because I see women do this all the time. And a lot of guys do it sometimes too. You can't play the victim and be in power too. You cannot play the victim and be in power too. Either you're going to play either one or the other. You cannot blame the victim and be empowered too. And I'm going to tell you this is the issue. And thank you for bringing that to the Renaissance. The issue is the sisterhood has been deceiving you. They have not told you. See, it's something when a man says it, y'all getting your feelings, your ego get bruised up a little bit. But if one of your sisters were to be honest with you, the sisterhood sisters have been deceiving you. They have been designed to keep you single, to keep you with no man. What's going on, Ted? Keep you with no man. The sisterhood really ain't your sisters. They are there to keep you divided. The sisterhood ain't the sister, baby. The sisterhood will constantly have you making leftovers for everybody else and not go in there and create a meal that's healthy for you first and healthy for the man that you're going to give it to. The sisterhood is robbing you. The sisterhood is robbing you, sisters. Because you know why? And I want you to catch this. I want you to catch, and I'm saying this from love and a place of understanding. The sisterhood, whether you want to believe it or not, two things. Don't want you to win because you become competition. Two, they become jealous because you're winning. So they keep you in the what? In the fight. Instead of saying, you need to get that man. You need to stay with that man. Or if he's doing this, you need to leave that man. The sisterhood is robbing you from winning. Oh, you think I'm lying? Check the memes that come up. I see them on Facebook. Check the memes on Instagram. Thank you for the cash app right there. I appreciate that. The sisterhood is robbing you. They do not want you to win. Do you understand? A woman by nature is competitive with another woman. A woman by nature is competitive with another woman. So she's going to tell you, constantly give that man leftovers. Give him the worst part of you. I wouldn't give that man all of you. I don't know why you thinking about that. He ain't worthy to be married to. Look at him. He barely have a car. He barely got shoes. I don't know why you dealing with them and why they home miserable. They will keep you broke, busted, and disgusted. The sisterhood. I see the numbers went like that because I'm talking about the sisterhood, but the sisterhood will rob you. It has robbed you for years. For years. Do you understand the sisterhood is designed to make sure what you compete, they don't want you to win. Check the advice you're getting from older women. Check the advice you're getting from your aunties and your grandma. Your aunties and your grandma and your cousin. Check the advice that you're really getting. Is it really helping you? Is it really helping you? The sisterhood will walk you out of a marriage or walk you out from being married so that you can be a part of the sisterhood so that you can go take your girls trip. They'll have you addicted to the girls trip, and while you could have been with a man and had a couples trip. You know, us girls got to stick together. Y'all miserable, wigs crooked, trying to go on the beach. Look at us. We look good. Oh, we still got it. Oh, yeah, look at us. Y'all showing exactly who you are. Yeah, we got this. Oh, we still fire. Baby, your milk is about to be expired. Girls trips are robbing you. I'm not saying that women don't need to travel together. Thank you so much, D's Choice is 24. But I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is this. Don't let the sisterhood rob you. It is robbing you. That's why y'all think, that's why you listening to us. Let me say this. The sisterhood would tell you that you are not left over. The sisterhood say, no, you still got it. Look at them curves. You still look fine. Girl, you looking. I don't know what's wrong with these men. I don't know why they not choosing you. Why she taking your man that you was thinking about dealing with, and she up there having relationships with him. Y'all better peep the game. Peep the game. Peep the game that the sisterhood is run on you. Let me bring to my next point. My next point is very important to every woman that's in here. You need to, y'all see, y'all women talk about y'all tough and independent. I don't need nobody to tell me nothing. I don't need no man to say nothing to me. I got this. But you don't have the goal to check your own sister. All this talking, this hair rolling, weed popping, and you don't have the gall. What's going on, beautiful Adam? To check your own sister when you know they're wrong, because you don't want to offend your sister. But you strong and independent. You the boss, baby. I ain't never. That's why I had the whole issue with women said Kevin was rude. Kevin did this. Kevin was rude to the women, which I ain't never heard no woman say these women were rude when they came up on his platform. Give me. I ain't never heard no woman say that. Never heard it. Crickets. Like a deer caught in the headlights. Oh, Kevin, he talked to them rude. He shouldn't have talked to them like that. I didn't like his tone. He shouldn't have said it that way. But nobody said, woman, look how you coming to this man. Bing bong. I have not seen one woman say, what? You know what, sister? You shouldn't have came to Kevin like that. You know how Kevin is. You know how he is. You might want to come correct. You might want to tone it down. You want to take that independent spirit off and just humble yourself. No. Show me where a woman has checked the other woman for how she came at Kevin. See, he's quiet now. I don't hear no detractors. All those who say, I didn't like his tone. He sounds so mean. He was rude. He was rude to those women. He shouldn't have talked to her like that. Her weave was still, so what? Her weave was crooked. She don't look like Beyonce, but I'm just saying he didn't have to be so cruel to her. But we never hear nobody say you shouldn't have came up on his platform and talked to him like that. You qualified to be a leftover. You qualified to be a leftover. Show me in the what's going on, brother beloved. Show me in here. Show me in this chat room where another woman said, no, sis, you better not do that. You better And see, the real problem is some of you women, because you have that leftover on you, think that you can come to a man any kind of way. So you try to come in your masculinity instead of in your femininity. And when your masculinity could not come against a man's masculinity, which is his true nature, you had to bow down. The whole goal of why the women came and called Kevin was to try to topple him, and they couldn't do it. So the first thing you want to say, he's talking rude. No, you're dealing with a man. And what makes you think you can come to a man just any kind of way? What makes you think you can talk to a man just any kind of way? How dare you think you can do that? What audacity do you think you can talk to a man any kind of way? Just because you have a degree, just because you did this, just because you got this kitty cat, just because everybody didn't gave you, all the scrap eaters and gave you ate from your plate. You have your audacity is what's robbing you. I know what I'm talking about. Show me the women who check the other women. That's the problem. You so bossy, you such a babe, and you doing all the things you say you can do. Check your girlfriends. Check your girlfriends. When have you say, sis, don't do that. Don't treat that man like that. Don't talk to him like that. I remember a situation when I seen it. This young lady, this lady had talked to her man like that. And I almost had tears in my eyes because I wanted to say something to his wife so bad. How dare you talk to my brother like that? And he's taking care of you. And he's taking care of you. And he's taking care of you. How dare you? How dare you talk to that man like that? The problem is you've been eating, sisters, from a plate that has been poisoned, and it has poisoned you. It has poisoned you. It has poisoned you, and you don't even know it. If this is making sense to you, put a number 5 in the chat room. If this is resonating, you getting what I'm saying, put another 5 in the chat room. I want to see a bunch of 5s. And somebody need to hit the super chat and the cash app. Y'all can't be sitting here just getting all this good game and not put something and put a 5 in the chat room. but it's the honest to God truth. Where are the women who check the other women? You see when they did to our sister Sandra Ali. They wanted to crucify Sandra Ali for speaking the truth. You know why? Because the sisterhood felt threatened. And they didn't like another woman. What? Thank you. I got the cash app. Appreciate it, Wesley Johnson. They didn't want no one checking them. Now check this out. Check. Whoa. Right here. Listen right here. Look at right here. Stop the press. That's my grandfather was. Stop the press. Stop the press. Stop the press. I said put a 5 and you put a 6. I said put a 5 and you put a 6. I hope it was a slip of your fingernails just happened to put 6 and not 5. Please let me know that. I said put a 5 in the chat room. First lesson right there, follow directions. You put a 6 in there. I said put a what? 5 in the chat room. Did I not say that? Qualify. You signing up to be a leftover. I just pray that was a slip of your hand that it went brrr, and you make the put 5 in there. I asked everyone to put 5 in the chat room. Thank you, King Cyrus, for the $5. And you put a 6. This is the sugar honey iced tea that men have to deal with. Simple directions right there. I hate to do that to you, but your example. Example right there. I said put 5 in the chat room. You put 6. Please tell me it was a mistake, Regina. Please tell me it was a mistake. I forgot. I don't know what I was thinking. The dog hit my hand. I was heating up my leftovers and I put 6. And I asked everybody to put 5. That right there is an example of not following directions or not cooperating. Do you think at the end of the day, if we're going down the highway and I say, listen, I need you to do this, and you do the opposite, that I'm there to protect you, that I'm there to lead you in the right direction, but you can't follow directions? Why should I deal with you? You can't make this. Come on, Red Pill.
You can't make this up.
I don't. No, sister. The thing was to put 5 in the chat room. I understand you, but you didn't follow directions. Thank you for bringing brothers. But the simple thing is to follow directions. You hear everything I'm saying and you do the opposite. Can you make this up? I'm glad you brought brothers over to my channel. You shared it. I appreciate it. But following directions are key. Because it can be life or death. My son is in the military. If he does not follow the directions, guess what's going to happen? It can cause him and his platoon. Don't try to explain now. Don't first see when you started with first of all, it's the wrong sentence. When you say first of all, directions. If you agree with what I'm saying, put a 5 in the chat room. Regina White. If you agree with what I'm saying, put a 5 in the chat room, and all things will be all different. Put a 5 in the chat room. We are waiting on Regina. Put a 5 in the chat room, Regina. Thank you. Thank you so much. Everything's resolved. When they start off with first of all, thank you so much for the Cash App right there. Appreciate it. Appreciate that, Mr. McKnight. Simple. What happens? If you do not follow direction, the whole platoon can go down because you didn't follow direction. That's the dangers of it. Too many people want to be independent instead of being cooperative and be interdependent. I don't do things my way. I'm going to do this the way I'm doing. And guess what's going to happen? You'll be good to eat from, but we ain't gonna sit there and we're not gonna sit there and bury you. I'm not saying you per se. I'm just saying when women who do that, not you, Regina, but when women do that, guess what happened? A man watches that and say, I ain't gonna deal with her, but so much. Let's be real honest. They'll be like, I would talk to her, but she don't even want to listen. And I ain't trying to lead her nowhere wrong. I'm just trying to guide her. I'm just trying to go the right direction. Guess what he do? Exit stage left. Some of you women miss out on good men for that very thing that took place in this chat room. You miss out on good men. I mean, doggone good men who will take care of you, provide, do what he needs to do. Shut up. Thank you for the cash app right there. Appreciate that. D, I appreciate that. Some of you will miss out on good men. I mean, doggone good men, because you do the opposite of what he said. You will do the opposite of what he's saying. Shout out to you. Thank you for your service. You might get killed by your own unit. Correct. What's going on? What's going on, Sims? So the topic is about leftovers. So I'm already way down the road. Talking about leftovers and talking about where we're at now. There was a live example. Thank you, Regina. You got it. You got it. You got the heat. Follow directions. And think about it. I wasn't being facetious or trying to I was getting everybody to connect. Simple things mean a lot to men. So you might think it's funny. I was just doing this. No. You don't know your husband could have been in this chat room, or there's somebody, or whatever the case may be. That's why it's so important that we learn how to cooperate and not be on this whole independent spirit, boss baby. I got this. I don't need nobody. And same for you Negroes too. Well, let me correct that. You Tubians and all you guys, you at the end of the day, how long are you gonna play with lotion? How long are you gonna be with Sister Jerkin and her 5 sisters? Let me say this, because this is going to be controversy, but I'm going to say it too. In the context of what took place in China, the leftover was yes for the women, but if you look at it closely, the men are not marrying the women also. So a lot of men, y'all may not like this, a lot of you men are leftovers. Bing bong. You got quiet now. Number went down. You know why? You don't have your stuff together. You had a good woman, you messed up. Now, I told you, everybody get the belt around here. Ain't nobody exempt from getting the belt. I don't care who it is, man, woman, child, whoever color, green, blue, whatever. You gonna get the belt. Everybody get the belt. Some of you men have let yourself go and you don't even qualify for a woman. See, they don't teach balance over here on YouTube and Facebook and everything. Some of you men don't have your stuff together. See, this is the part I missed with Kevin Samuels. Where were you 3 years when he was talking to the men about getting themselves together? Then when he started talking to the women about getting themselves together, everybody get into a frenzy. Everybody getting their feelings. He talking to women that way. And then all these cupcaking men start coming in. Yeah, he shouldn't talk to women like that. We love these women. Because you scared you're going to lose your piece of cake. But you men need to get yourself together. Get your health together. Get your mind together. Get your spirit together. Get your finance together. Get your housing together. Some of y'all don't even qualify for the women you say you want. All she's going to be is a fantasy on IG that you and Miss Juergens and her five sisters are going to fantasize about. Y'all quiet now. Y'all quiet. Where the love at now? I'm just saying, I have to say that you should get yourself together. When I was with my son today, we was riding back from driving on. Dude, get yourself together. Get yourself together. How you gonna be mad? You gonna talk about women being leftovers? What leg do you have to stand over when you at the microwave putting in 3 minutes and 15 seconds? What leg do you have to stand on to even go to the microwave when you ain't even you up there, you ain't got your stuff together? Some of y'all qualifying for Miss Juergens and her five sisters. If you understand what I'm saying, you understand what's going on, Trav. Some of you men qualify for Miss Juergens and her five sisters because you don't have your stuff together. But what you want to do is come over here. Yeah, these women are leftovers. Yeah, bro, you right. You speaking the truth. Kevin said that. He said that, man. These are. Yeah, they leftover. A lot of women are leftover. Just be real clear. A lot of you guys ain't got your stuff together. A lot of you guys don't got your stuff together, but you want the Queen of Sheba. Why she thinks she the Queen of Sheba. Y'all need to find each other. And like me and my sister talked about years ago, some people just don't need to mate. Need to mate. I'm telling you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Appreciate the cash up. Y'all need to get it together. See, it's interesting. It's interesting when the person with the stone in hand has a glass house and they're throwing it at women who has a glass house and not knowing that the woman's going to she's going to throw the stone at your glass house. Catch what I just said. Catch what I just said. You need to get your stuff together. And let me be very clear. You ain't doing it so that you can get women. Don't get yourself together because you're tired of eating leftovers. Get yourself together for you. Get yourself together for YOU. Not no mother, not your cousin, not your this one. Get yourself together for you. Some of you, the reason why you are in the place you be in, because you never got yourself together. You never got yourself together and you are stuck on eating women's leftovers. I'm repeating because I want you to get it. Because I didn't got on the women. Get yourself together. You're not doing it for the woman. If you're doing it for the woman, you messed up the game. A woman must sniff it out and smell that you did it for her and that you're not doing it for you. A woman can sniff out that you're trying to do something to impress her and not do it for yourself. A woman will respect you that you're doing it, you're grinding, you're getting it for yourself. Then a man is trying to, yeah, I got this house for you, girl. I got this car for you, girl. I got these clothes for you, girl. I'm trying to look fly for you, girl. Guess what she gonna think? Ugh, this guy don't got nothing else. He put me on the pedestal. I don't like it. And she dries up like the Sahara Desert. She dries up like the Sahara Desert because you're trying to do it for her. Get yourself together so you can eat at a different table. Some of y'all are stuck on going to the buffet of life with women instead of going to the fine restaurant where you can eat filet mignon with Dom Perignon. So you can eat filet mignon with Dom Perignon, and you ain't doing it for the woman. You just happen to be eating there because this is where you go, because you got yourself together. You got your career together. You got your life together. It's interesting when I see these brothers, these YouTubers, yeah, man, get the women, get them. But they stuff ain't together. How dare you say something? You need to shut your mouth, be like, you need to be quiet. So yeah, I mean, I got to be honest. I got to work on me. I got to get myself together. I got to, I got to do this. When a man is even in the vicinity of getting himself together, it makes you more attractive to women. The man who sits on the bench, the man who sits on the bench doesn't get any play. The man who sits on the bench does not get any play. It is those who get into the game who gets the women, because he's playing the game and he's not concerned about the woman. See how you get the game all messed up, all twisted up and all backwards and things like that? You thought I was just going to get on the women tonight because men don't want leftovers. Yeah, right. As Trav was inserted there, some of y'all just happen to be with hyenas, eating scraps, because that's what the hyena men eat, and their genitalia is smaller than the woman's. As I told my sons when they were younger, let your balls hang down. What I was getting at is be a man. Be a man. Be a freaking man. Yes, Trav, that's what I said. A lot of men are leftovers too. Raggedy, drawers got holes in them, shoes tore up, looking scrappily. But you want to throw shots at women who are leftovers, but your stuff ain't together. I'm just saying, if you don't like it, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. People don't want the truth until it hit them. See how they dwindle down? Oh, LDA, I thought you was going to get on the women. No, see, you know what it is? How can I get on the women if I don't adjust the men? Hence what Kevin did. He adjusted the men for several years, and then he got on the women. The problem is us men have been mirroring this mess. How long I been on? So I can't see how long I've been on. Okay. Telling you, all these YouTubians that get you all twisted up. Yeah, fight the power. Fight the women. They got you all in your emotions. Got you all emotional. Fight the women. Thank you. Fight the women. Get the women. Get them women, folks. Yeah, brother. Man, we don't like these women. They get you all riled up about what these women ain't doing. And get you all in your feelings. And the real issue is you. In my closing, because I did enough. In what's going on, William? What I done said enough. In essence, yes, there are a lot of women, whether you want to admit it, I don't care what your pastor say, you in the place you are leftover. I don't care what your imam say or whoever say, you are in the place of leftover. You are in, I know what God said this, you're in the place of being left over. You're in the place of you are left over. You went past the point, as they will call it over here, you have hit the wall. Your chances of having a healthy baby after a certain age has begun to decline. So you have hit the wall. So yes, a lot of women are left over. With that being said, this is Lawrence D. Adams. Thank you for the super chat, the Cash Apps, baby apps, and all that. Appreciate that. And yes, men do not want leftovers. Like, subscribe, tell someone about this. I will be live tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern time in the morning time. See me there. Got something I want to talk about. We're going to talk about this some more. This is Lawrence D. Adams. Let me hit the music. Y'all know what it is. And we out.